Welcome back to Hasbro's Hide. I'm going to shoot again the next challenge that Day at the Range has for 22 long rifle, and this is the Thanksgiving challenge. You got to shoot all these little turkeys. Now, these are tiny. So the spotter here is down there, of course, but you got 1 point, 2 points, 2 points, 5 and 5, and then finally that little tiny one is 15. Now you have 10 rounds to do it with, and so we'll see what we can do. Hitting those are going to be really hard. Take a look at this idea of this one here. You can see the diameter of the bullet is just barely bigger than that 5 point. And this one, the diameter of that bullet, let me get this a little closer so you can see perhaps a little bit better. Look at that. That is tiny, really tiny. And let's get a little better light there. So basically the diameter of the bullet is the turkey. You got to hit the turkey. You can't hit the sign. You can't hit the scattered stuff around the chicks or feed or whatever that's supposed to be at the bottom. You got to hit that body of that turkey. So that's a really tiny target. And so should be a lot of fun. We're going to shoot our CZ457 again, and we're going to shoot this SK rifle match that I'm dropping all over the table because it just shoots really, really well in that gun. And so I've tried a lot of different things. Well, we'll see how it does again today. So let's go hit the range and see how we do.
We'll take 2 targets now.
Oh, just 2 of these stands?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Nice.
There you go.
Tape it or staple it?
Probably. You can staple it. That for me.
Got cold, didn't it? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought
Just in case.
Barely did.
wet shirt. Feels about right.
That's it. See if we cleaned it. Oh, back in for the range. What a fun day. Hey, boy, I tell you what, it ended up being a scary day, too. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But what a fun day. I started off by shooting the 22, and I had taken another rifle, and we'll talk about that real quick here at the end. But what a fun target. So this ended up being quite a bit of a challenge here to go through and to shoot these things. So my thought process was I'll start with the biggest one, and then I'll shoot the next 2, and then I'll shoot the next 2, and then I'll leave what I have left for that 15-point target. Well, it became pretty close. And I'll show you why. So I hit this one in the head, no problem. This one I got his arm in his hand, so that's fine. This one right through his neck. And then this one, it took me 3 shots, but I took him out. And then this one took me 2 shots, and I took his head out. So I only had the remaining, I believe it's 2 shots left. And I shot it, but it was getting a little bit hard to see with the background on this target. So I shot again. Well, fortunately, this one, I missed him, but I had hit that one right in the middle. So we made it with 10 shots, but kind of sweating it on this one. But I was so happy I couldn't believe it. Now, why did it shoot, at least to me, why did it shoot this well? Well, I had taken after the last target from the pumpkin challenge, I'd taken the barreled action out of the stock and reset the Timney trigger. I'd taken it from 8 ounces to 4.9 ounces. Okay, and then I put it back in, and I torqued it in exactly the same here using our Wheeler fat wrench. So I put it right back to 40 inch-pounds and went out to shoot. And it just wasn't shooting like it did. I mean, I had a nice light trigger, but it wasn't shooting like it did. And so what I ended up doing was leaving the front bolt, the front action bolt at 40 inch-pounds, but I backed the rear one behind the trigger off to 35 inch-pounds. So I backed it way past and retorqued it to 35. Because sometimes action bolts can be a little sensitive like that, and they can really change the accuracy. Well, holy cow, it's like all of a sudden you hear, ah, and singing in heaven, right? Because all of a sudden this gun started to really, really shoot. And so that was awesome. So then I took a run at this, and I was doing decent. Doing pretty decent. And so, but it was a big change from getting the gun warmed. I had to run a bunch of fouling rounds because I'd been testing other ammunition in it. And so at first, the wild spread, I was thinking, boy, it's just this ammunition. But the more I shot, the more it probably wasn't. And that's when I thought, well, I'm going to try redoing the action screw torque. So nonetheless, you know, hey, it works out. I was able to get the gun right back to where it has been in the past, and real happy. So anyway, 30 points. It took me all 10 shots, but I got all 30 points. And so I'm really happy about that. So if you haven't done it, look up dayattherange.com, and you can download this target and print it. And you shoot it at 50 yards. You got 10 rounds, and that's it. And you got to clean all the targets, or at least that's the idea. So anyway, thanks, Elijah. Thanks, Day at the Range. This is another fun target, and I'm sure we'll be trying it again. Now, one last thing I mentioned about, okay, so I shot this one, and I was so happy about getting the torque done, but I had a, oh no moment. So I took my pistol caliber carbine out there, and I had a full, I mean, the worst I've seen ever, case head separation. And so look for that video coming up. It's 9mm cartridge, and I'll step through and show you. I know exactly why it's off. I did everything I thought correctly, but nonetheless, these rounds were over pressure, and I got some proof and things to look at that. So look for that come up in the coming weeks. And anyway, if you can, go to dayattherange.com and take this challenge.